Welcome back, world. Jack of all spades, CLT, back like that X when they see the glow up. I am the beloved one, DJ Spellman. To my left, we have the pride of Africa, Ken Wabibi.
Hello, world. It's pride of Africa, Ken Wabibi. Big up to Angola. Big up to Angola.
Big up, big up. To my right, we have Banks on the beat.
Yep, Blue Water Banks, Fat Boy Tires, back at it.
3700 Wilkinson Boulevard.
Yes, sir. 28208. West side.
West side of Charlotte. And today, our special guest is Eboni Frazier, a.k.a. the Bawsy.
Oh. The boss.
How you doing today, madam?
I'm doing good. How are you?
We are good. We are good. Just got back safely from Atlanta. How was that?
It was good. Much needed trip just to kind of get some rest and relaxation and a little down the street,
Yeah,
vibe.
not that far.
Right.
The biggest question of the day is, did you stop at Magic City for the wings? Not this trip. Make sure you get there next time. All right, so a little bit about you. You are a 2006 alum of Harding University High School. Big up the Rams.
Okay.
Then went to Winston-Salem State. You was still a Ram.
Still around.
Okay.
Then finished it on out at, UNCC. Big up 49er Nation.
Right.
All right, so shout out all those schools and universities were educated up in this piece. So to start off, we definitely want to give you your flowers. We don't want to wait until you're gone, and then, of course, everybody's crying at the funeral. Nah, let's give them to you right now.
Thank you.
Right.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So you were nominated for the Seat at the Table Award. Can you talk about that experience right there?
Well, honestly, it was a surprise to me because you never know who's watching.
Right.
So when I got the nomination, I think this was like 3 years ago. It's an event that they do here in Charlotte. Some female entrepreneurs, they set it up, and it was just like, oh, you're nominated. And I'm like, who? I had no idea. So I had to do my own digging and, do some research, find out who they were.
Yeah.
So it's the... I call it a SATA, but a Seat at the Table Awards. I wasn't selected, but, it's cool. Even the nomination, that was, enough to, kind of give me some encouragement to kind of keep me motivated, keep me going. Because, again, like I said, you never know who's watching.
Exactly. Right. So more on that, a reason why you were nominated. You are a connector. You are a hustler. You are a creator for African-American, women, a tribe of entrepreneurs and just people trying to do their own personal development. So that is what you encompass. So, like I said, we want to give you the flowers right now. So big up.
I appreciate that, you guys.
No doubt, no doubt.
Okay, and can you speak on your mindset and why it's important for women to work together? And most importantly, why do you think women are so in competition with each other?
So for me, I feel like I would rather collaborate with you than to compete with you. It's too much. I don't got that time for time, So I would much rather say I sell hair, and that's something that I've done for a while now. But instead of going against the local hair shops or, other entrepreneurs that sell hair, what ways can we come together? Because my audience is not your audience, right. And, vice versa. You can't do what I do and I can't do what you do, and I'm not trying to. I feel like a lot of times we as women, we automatically create this mindset of my sister is my competition, and that's not the case, And it's unfortunate. I can't really explain it. But it's just it's like you walk into a room with all these women and you feel like they're automatically against you. And that's not the case. All you got to do, introduce yourself, get to know the person that, you feel is competition. And you never know how far that can go just by simply saying hello.
Right.
Opening up that, peeling back those layers and getting to know the person, and then just trying to figure out how can we collaborate. So, like I said, selling hair is very popular. Everybody sells hair. But if I know somebody that's selling hair and, you know, she's struggling with social media marketing, that's something I'm good with. Let me help you out. You know, I don't want to sit and watch you struggle, you know, and you trying to build this audience or whatever, and you just struggling, you know, and I'm sitting over here with 10,000 followers, you know. Let me pass some of these people on to use this. I don't have that much time, you know, and I can't do it all by myself. So I feel like if more people adapted to the mindset of collaboration over competition, especially in the female community, like we can do so many great things if we kept that mindset together.
Yeah, definitely want to big you up on that because I know not a lot of people have that mindset. But I also want to big you up on you doing some work with Samaritan's Feet. So I work in the education space, and we do a lot of work with Samaritan's Feet as well, like my kids that need community service. So the question is, as a boss, which you are, why is it important to give back to the community?
Because I'm not a boss if I don't give back to my community.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
I just feel like, you know, throughout my life, you know, there's been a lot of adversities that I've seen. You know, my mom was a single mom. So for the most part, like we had the backing of my grandfather to kind of like support us. But then when he passed away, you know, things got really tight. You know, that was like our breadwinner. So anything I needed, I could go to him. But, you know, there were times where, you know, my mom couldn't afford to pay a bill. So she would have to go to places like, you know, Crisis or, you know, somewhere to get assistance. And so I'm just very big on giving back to those organizations and other organizations because they at some point helped me, you know. And I just feel like you as bosses, we're making all these moves. You're making these boss moves. But what are you doing for your community at the end of the day?
Talk that.
Yep.
That's true. Now, we know you're a jewel of all trades. You're the owner of Bawsy Brand, Bawsy Circle, Black Royals Tees, Bawsy Bundles, and you're a part of Total Life Changes. Let the listeners know about all these movements and how do you find time to balance all these endeavors?
Ooh, so I don't know what, again, I guess because my mom was a single mom, you know, I watched her struggle. I just feel like everything is a hustle. I'm going to put that on the T-shirt so don't take the idea. But, you know, everything is a hustle for me. You know, I have my 9 to 5, but I also want to create these additional streams of income, you know, because you can't just survive off of one. You know, like I got my 9 to 5, it pays my bills, but I want to go get my hair done. I want to get my nails done, you know, so I need additional streams of income. The thing that I struggle with the most personally, I'm just keep it all the way 100 is consistency. I struggle with being consistent. And so I find that when I'm not consistent and when I'm not, you know, like planning out what I need to plan out for these different ventures, that's when I slow down in business. And that's when I see like, oh, my businesses aren't doing as well as they could be because of me. So I think one of the things that people can keep in mind, entrepreneurs or people in business, is just stay consistent. Like stay on your stuff because the people look for that. Like once you put it out there that you're doing something, like people are going to be waiting and like looking for you to drop something. And so luckily for me, my tribe, the people that support me, they have helped me tremendously to kind of stay on task. But I tend to get off task. Like I got something going on, you know, it's just a lot, but just time management overall is something that can definitely help when you got your hand in all types of pots like me.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, in regard to Bawsy Bundles, so you were selling hair to pay your way through undergrad.
Yep.
Due to some adversities, what were some life lessons you learned from that period of time?
So, when I transferred from Winston to UNCC, Lord, I wish I had known this, but when they give y'all those refund checks, don't take them.
Turn up
Do not turn the refund checks down, especially if you don't need it. So when I transferred, I think like after my second or third year of being at UNCC, like that's around the time that my grandfather got cancer. So I had got put on academic probation, lost my financial aid, and then when I got it back, they were like, "Oh, well, you are reaching like the capacity for financial aid." So I was like, "Okay, what do I do?" I did the payment plan, and I had just started working full time at Wells Fargo. So trying to be like a full time employee, full time student, it was hard. And they weren't paying that much then. You know, I was making like $12 an hour. So I'm paying rent again because, you know, I'm in this mindset. I'm living above my means. So my apartment that I was staying in at the time, it was like $1,000-something. I had a car payment, and I was just like, I had to figure out something. So I started selling hair just as an additional way to help me pay, because the school put me on a payment plan. So I was like, okay, well, if I sell this amount of hair, this will take care of my tuition, basically. So it was hit or miss because everybody's not buying hair as consistently as you would like for them to. But I will say that some of those sales that I made definitely helped me pay my way through my last 2 years of school at UNCC. So it was definitely a blessing.
Okay. You had an IG post in January 2017. I'm doing this for me. That's an important message. People tend to always allow outside noise to kind of distract or dictate what they're doing. Can you speak to the power of loving yourself?
Oh, it took me a while to get there. And I had to go back to this post because I was like, wait a minute, what is going on?
Talking to yourself, right?
But 2017 was like a turning point for me. I had been in a relationship prior to that, and it was an interesting relationship. You know, I thought I wanted certain things in life. You know, I was really just testing the waters, to be honest. I feel like every woman at some point goes through that phase. So I was testing the waters, and I've been, you know, like a plus-size female all my life. So I felt like, okay, you know, I'm losing weight. I'm kind of feeling myself a little bit, you know, and I thought that because I looked a certain way, I had to settle for certain things beforehand. So when I made that post, I was kind of coming out of that relationship, and I was just like, you know what, from here on out, I just need to focus on me. Like, I don't need to be worried about like a man, a female, or, you know, anybody, friends, right. None of that. Like, it's really all about me. So it's just about being selfish with what I want and doing things that make me happy before I worry about somebody else. So that was really the driving point for that post. And I'm still learning, still going through, you know, like, okay, is this what you want? Not what somebody else wants, but is this what you truly want? So, yeah.
No doubt. I mean, I think that resonates with everybody that's listening. We are all still works in progress. Like, nobody's finished growing at this point in time. So, yeah.
Right. And like I said, like, I just had to go through my whole little moments of, you know, dealing with, like, insecurities, doubts. And then when I hit that glow up, you know, it was just like, okay, but let me stay humble. Let me bring it down. Let me bring it down a notch, you know, and just work on self-love.
Hey, that resonates with me right there. When you get the glow up, stay humble.
Please stay humble. Because God will remind you.
Right. No question.
With the quick.
That's discipline.
So we know here at Jack of All Spades that you are an avid reader. So what book has made the biggest impact on your life?
Yeah, so I don't have time to read.
The research team got it wrong.
But no, they didn't get it wrong because I buy books. That's the thing. Like, I will buy hella books, but it'll be like I'll read 1 or 2 chapters and then I'll put it down, you know? And I have to stop doing that. Like, I really do want to get into more self-development and, you know, books about just, again, entrepreneurship and how to stay consistent. So I think one of the books that and it doesn't have anything to do with entrepreneurship, but one of the books that I just started reading this on the plane Friday was Relationship Goals by Michael Todd. Okay. So I'm starting that one. Yeah. Now, if y'all invite me back, I'll be able to tell you.
Hopefully you just read more than the first chapter. Right. All right, well then, maybe I shouldn't ask this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So we know that was more for relationships, but what do you think is a good book that entrepreneurs should seek out and try to find?
I got a few of those. I'm thinking about the most recent book that I bought. I think it was called Get Shit Done.
Okay. Straight to the point.
Yeah. Like the title itself captured me.
Right.
And again, it captured me because, again, I struggle with consistency. I struggle with getting things done. So I would say that is probably a good book for an entrepreneur to read. And then for my female entrepreneurs, the Girl Boss book, I think that would be a really good book for somebody to get into.
All right. Well, listen, She done dropped the gems. You better go cop those books.
Target.
Right.
Now, I want to take a minute to say, rest in peace to your friend who passed. You had a friend pass due to COVID-19. What was one of the things you missed about her?
Thank you. Ooh, that's tough. So my friend that passed, Kia, she was like, that was my business bestie. It would be 2:00 in the morning. I get a text from her like, "Hey sis, I just want to let you know I'm proud of you," and it's so important to have those types of relationships as an entrepreneur because everybody don't get it. Like, especially if you're in a relationship and you're dealing with somebody that may not have that, mentality of an entrepreneur, they may not get why you're staying up till 5:00 in the morning to package orders and then you're turning around at 8:00 to be at your 9 to 5. But Kia was like a person that, she just always had such a big heart, big spirit, and she cared about everybody. And I'm not, saying that none of my other friends have those same qualities, but I know I'm not going to be able to find that anywhere else. So I'll definitely miss, and I already do, I miss the encouragement from her, and just the cheering me on. She could have been at her lowest, but she's still going to like be that cheerleader for somebody else. And so, that's what I really miss the most about her. Yep. And, I just want to add, for everybody that, is listening and that thinks that COVID is not real, it's very much real. Like,
Message.
It's very much real. My mom and my stepdad actually tested positive for it too after she passed. So I'm just like, oh my God, I can't go through this again. But, I just try to encourage everybody to, just boost your immune system up. Just boost your immune system up, be mindful of what you eat, what you take in, and just, it's really things that we should have been doing a long time ago, like washing our hands and not being all up in people's space. But, we get carried away. We're human. We make mistakes. But, just practice, being safe, being clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well stated. I think we all need to be reminded to tighten up just a little bit.
Exactly.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. On a lighter note, you're an active member of the Beehive.
The Beehive.
Listen.
The Beehive.
You got to give us your favorite album.
My favorite album is probably Lemonade. I just think, it's hard for me to even say I got a favorite album because I love any and everything Beyonce. Like, I'll probably fight somebody over Beyonce.
I know for the Beehive.
Like,
the protectors.
I done deleted so many people off social media for talking junk about Beyonce. But I would have to say Lemonade. And the reason why is because of the creativity that she poured into that body of work. Like, it was just so dope. Like, you got the visuals, then you have like the songs and the music, and I don't see how she did it. Like, coming off of that whole cheating phase and, the little bad parts that they had in their marriage, but she still got it done. So
yeah, she put it all in the music.
She did. She did.
For sure. Been to any concerts of hers?
What?
Yes. Hey, that's say less.
Yes.
Okay.
And my first concert was when she came to when she used to come to North Carolina. When she came to Greensboro, I think it was like her Beyonce tour. I think I've been to like probably 3 or 4 concerts, and the last one that I went to was the On the Run Tour 2 in Houston. I had to go to Houston because that's where she's from.
The hometown.
Right.
That's a different concert when you go home. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So they're gonna put on the show.
Right. Yeah. Right. Okay. Any thoughts on the Becky situation?
I mean, I feel like we all have been there. Like, we've all been there. I think a lot of times we place celebrities on pedestals. So we don't think like, oh, she's getting cheated on. She's right. Beyonce. Who gonna cheat on her? Jay-Z. Like, I mean, so I think I respected her more when she put that out there that, they had went through that situation. And, I really felt for her because it's just like, dang, like this boss ass female, you making money, you're a singer, you're bad, and you still getting cheated on,
right.
It's unfortunate, but I just I like the fact that they were able to work through it. I like the fact that they were very transparent about it and just kind of let us know that, hey, we're still human.
Exactly.
At the end of the day.
Exactly. I'm sure that inspired a lot of other people through their own situation.
A lot of relationships, right.
What about Black is King? You got to that yet?
Oh, so I haven't been able to watch
no.
it. I know, and I downloaded Disney Plus, but I was really trying to catch up on work.
Okay.
Because of everything that happened, you know, with my friend in July, I just took a break. I had to take a break, shut down everything. So when I went to Atlanta this weekend, I was catching up on work, and I was like, I want to watch it, I want to start, but I just felt like I was going to be distracted, so I didn't. But I've been seeing like everybody's post, and
It's only been 2 days.
it's only been 2 days. But I'm just like, when I get home, after I leave here, I'm going to watch it.
We can hold you to that though.
I'm watching it.
All right, so you had an IG post, and it said, let me make sure I get it correct. If she cut her hair after the relationship, y'all are not getting back together. So my question is, are you speaking from experience with that post?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Yep.
okay.
You don't want to go too deep in it. Just
What kind of cut?
I chopped all my hair off. You know, I was really like, I'm cutting off all dead ends. So,
Okay.
I cut my hair off. I can't remember when I cut it off, but yeah, it was around that 2017 mark. I cut it off, and I just felt so rejuvenated after I cut it off. And it was just like a turning point. Like, life is starting over, and I just knew I knew I wasn't going back anyway, but you know, I just knew once I did that, like, I was completely done. And it was refreshing. Definitely a new beginning.
All right. So now this is for our gentlemen out there listening to the podcast, or maybe some ladies as well. It's 2020.
You never know.
What is it like to date a boss?
So I'm currently in a relationship. We've been together for the last 3 years.
Big up.
For sure.
Yeah, it's not bad. My boyfriend, it's not.
Hopefully he don't listen to that part.
I know, right? But
He a good dude. I seen him outside. He a good dude. He a good
really
dude.
good
Stand up
dude.
guy.
Yeah, he's a really good dude, and I think that's important. We actually knew each other beforehand, but we were friends, so it was just kind of like we had that friendship, and then we just kind of built on that, and then we got together. And I think that's really what makes us work, why we click. And then the fact that he's also doing his thing as an entrepreneur too. So it's like he gets it. A lot of times he helps me out with a lot of stuff that I'm doing. So we kind of work as a team. Yep.
So just hearing you say that sparked something in me from a situation that's happened. You know, it's still current, but with the B. Simone, she was talking about her dating requirements and how she would never date somebody that's doing a 9 to 5 because, you know, currently she is an entrepreneur. But how do you feel about that? Like, at one point she was in that same position, but now going back to what you said earlier, she done glowed up and she's beginning to be humble.
Yeah.
So
I kind of agree with what she's saying, because before I dated him, you know, I dated other guys that, you know, weren't with the whole entrepreneurship, didn't have the entrepreneurship mindset. So again, they don't get why you're staying up till a certain time to do business stuff, you know, and then getting up, going to work the next day. Or they don't get like, why is she not texting me back, but you on your phone posting content? Because it's my business. Like, you know, they don't get it. So I totally get where B. Simone was coming from. And I think people took it out of context a lot. You know, I don't think she was kind of saying like, oh, I'm better than somebody that works a 9 to 5, because depending on what his 9 to 5 is, you know, he might be making some money. He might be making more money than you as an entrepreneur. So I think people just kind of took it out of context. But I get what she was saying. Like, you really, when you are dating and when you're in a relationship, you really want to date somebody who is kind of like on that same path as you, mentally,
Like-minded.
spiritually, you know, all those different levels. Because if you don't, it's not going to work.
Yeah, I wouldn't understand that.
Right.
Okay. Now, we also know that you a shooter. So you got to tell us what you got when you go to the range and what you're using. What you got over there?
So I own a 22. I just got my concealed to carry permit the other day, and woo.
Okay.
Congrats.
Congrats. Yeah,
thank
that's
you.
big.
Thank
Okay.
you. Y'all gotta stay safe.
Hey,
Exactly.
So what
But
that
I
means is
prefer.
don't run up.
Right.
Don't run up.
Please don't. But what I prefer though is a 380. But I just couldn't get the little lever to go down with my nails, so that's why I didn't buy it.
okay.
But when I go to the gun range, that's what
That's
I
what
prefer
you-
to shoot,
okay.
a 380.
Okay.
Yep.
So what about you, Banks? I know you own a couple pieces. What you got?
Oh man, what do I have right now? I got the 45. That's what I I needed something with some kick to it because, you know, you never know when something go down. If you hear that, you're getting out of the way because if I hear that around me, it's like, I ain't really looking to see who got it. I'm just getting out of there. So that and the PLR 16. Yeah, so.
Yeah, that gun talk, I have no clue y'all talking about. I don't own a weapon. So
hey, man, listen, by law, you're allowed to go ahead and get your legal right and go ahead and get you one.
Yeah, I think for me, it was a good decision because as a female, you know, we got to protect ourselves. People are crazy. People are crazy. I can't stress that enough. Like, people crazy. But, you know, I hope I don't have to use it because, like, I don't want to shoot anybody.
Exactly.
But don't run up, like you said.
Right. Straight up. Run up, get done up.
Yeah.
That's all it is right there. All right, so Ebony, shout out all the socials so that the people can find you.
Okay, so I am on Instagram. My personal Instagram is Bawsy, BAWSY_. And you can follow my business at the Bawsy Brand. On Instagram. I can also be found on my website, www.thebawsybrand.com. And I'm on Facebook, Ebony, I think it's Eboni Frazier, Ebony Giselle. I had to throw my Beyonce in there somewhere.
We'll clear it up in the bio.
Yeah, but that's how you can find me.
All right, so is there anything going on? We know, let me rewind that. With all that's going on with COVID and all that, I'm sure there were events that you would do. So once all of this is over, are there any things that you have potentially coming down the line?
So I want to get back into doing pop-up shops. Like last year and the year before last, I did a couple of pop-up series, the pop-up series CLT. I did a few of those. And what I liked about it was, you know, it's just giving Black entrepreneurs a chance to showcase their businesses, sell their products, and get their faces out there. I really enjoyed doing that, was able to connect a lot of people. So that's something that I really want to get back into. And I'm trying to find a way of doing that virtually at this point because we don't know when outside is going to open back up.
Right.
Very true.
Right. Yeah. And then I'll probably do something for female entrepreneurs at the later part of this year, again, when I figure out, you know, how I can do it in a safe environment, you know, and we all kind of come together but stay socially distant.
Yeah, well, no doubt. Whenever you figure that out, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll definitely promote for you.
Thank you.
Like you said, connecting. We want to do that as well.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
All right, so good people. You already know what time it is. You've heard the boss. Make sure you go follow that girl, the Bawsy Brand. Go to the website. Check for the events, all that good stuff. I mean, just the energy. You heard her, but like we said, don't run up on her. It won't be good for you. It won't be good for you. But people, you know where you can find us. Jack of All Spades CLT on IG. If you want to hear the episode, you know, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, SoundCloud, my personal favorite, Breaker. Haven't heard it on Breaker yet, but I'm going to download the app just because we're on Breaker. So if you want to see the visuals, you can find us at YouTube. Shout out Marlo behind the camera. And as always, I am the beloved one.
That's your boy YBB, proud of Africa. Shout out to Angola one more time.
The beloved one at times. Blue Water Banks, Fat Boy Tires.
And of course, Miss Eboni Frazier, thank you for making time for us,
Thank
madam.
you. Thank y'all for having me. I enjoyed it.
Hey, and hopefully we can bring you back once you've read some books.
Right. I'm going to come back. I'm going to be back.
We're going to have you back. Part 2, of course.
All right, y'all know how we close this thing out. Rest in peace, Malik Taylor. If you don't know who that is, Phife Dawg, A Tribe Called Quest. Tell your mother, tell your father, send a telegram. And we out.
Out.